Hi, this is Miss Karen
And this is Caroline.
with Children's Liturgy for the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And ordinary time does not mean that it's ordinary like boring time. It just means that it's ordinary as an ordinal time, which are numbered. So the Sundays have numbers, like this is the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And during Ordinary Time, you're going to notice that the altar is green and that Father Juan will be wearing green too. So in our first reading today, we're going to hear from the book of Leviticus in the Old Testament. And Leviticus can be kind of hard to read sometimes. And what's important to keep in mind is that God's people were trying to figure out how to structure their lives being free people. They had been slaves to Pharaoh for the past 400 years and had just escaped slavery in Egypt. And God is showing them how to act, how to behave, and how to worship in a way that puts God first, because they had never done that before. And we hear about a man who has a skin disease that is declared to be unclean. And pay attention to what that means and how that man has to live because he has that skin disease. It's going to be important when you get to the gospel. In the second reading, we are going to hear from St. Paul's letter to the Corinthians. And St. Paul is writing to the people in Corinth, which is in Greece, showing them how to be Christians because people hadn't been Christians before. And he's saying that the most important way to worship God is to change your heart and to have a heart that serves God, to love God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. And if you truly do that, then everything you say and do will give glory to God.
So in the gospel today, we hear about somebody who has a leprosy, which is a skin disease. Because he has the skin disease, he has to live away from everybody else. It was in the rules since the time of Moses that if you had leprosy, you had to stay away from people. However, this man ignores the rules and he runs up to Jesus saying, "If you wished, you could make me clean." This guy's got guts. He's not even supposed to be around people, much less go up to them and beg to be made clean. This shows just how much faith the man has. He has enough faith that Jesus can heal him, that he breaks the rules that Moses had put in place thousands of years before. He knows that Jesus could make him clean, and Jesus does. Jesus was moved with pity, and he healed the man. Afterwards, Jesus told the man to go straight to the temple to be declared clean again, but he disobeyed. The man went through the streets telling everybody about Jesus.
I probably would have done that too in his defense. So we heard, like Caroline said, about a man named leprosy. And it's a skin disease and it's still around today, but it's nowhere near as scary as it was back then. Back then, there was no way to treat leprosy, and people didn't really have a good understanding about how or why people got it. So, people that had leprosy, even though that they did nothing to deserve to get this disease or to bring this disease on, and there was no way to treat it either, were declared unclean.
So if you were unclean, you were basically just an outcast from society. You had to wear ripped up clothes and shout that you were unclean whenever somebody who was considered clean came near you. People who had leprosy had to live apart from their families and everybody they loved. Only the outside of these people's bodies was diseased. The inside was just the same, but they were forced away because other people were scared of getting the disease.
And all our readings this week are showing us ways to be holy. And just like our understanding of God changed from the Old Testament to the New Testament, our understanding of holiness has changed too. In Moses' time, being holy was something on the outside. It was the way that you did your hair. It was the way that you dressed. It was the specific rituals that you did. But Jesus, in his awesome Jesus way, kind of turns that upside down and says, no, the way to be clean is to have a clean heart. And the most important way to be clean is being clean on the inside. It matters that you glorify God with all you say and do.
So your assignment this week is to find a way to be more holy on the inside, whether it's by saying an extra prayer or doing something nice that you wouldn't normally do. Think about Lent, which is coming up soon, and think about what you're going to do for it. You could give something up, or you could do something extra, like saying an extra prayer, keeping your room clean. Or helping clear the table after dinner. Something extra that's a sacrifice.
So I'm Miss Karen.
And I'm Caroline.
And this is Children's Liturgy for the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Have a great week.